Hello and welcome to a demonstration on the capabilities of options and variants in Creo. So most firms that create products do not usually provide the same product to every customer. Each customer has their own variants or components that they would like for their product. So what usually happens in firms is they have a problem of creating these assemblies for each different variation, and it can be very time consuming. So one extension that has been added to Creo is called the options modular, and what that allows us to do is to use a modular approach to options and variants. So you can swap in and swap out components, you can place a new component in that could be a choice for the future that a customer could make for the same product, and that allows us to create a product variant in a much quicker manner, saving us a lot of time. So how do we go about creating this option and variance model is creating this assembly structure. So what we have here is at the top level you can see the icon is different to that of a standard assembly. This represents a configurable product. What this allows us to do is to have modular components within the assembly structure that represents our choices, and these modular components are the tire choices and the pump choices. You can see from the icon it is different, and what this icon represents is a configurable module where, for example, the tire choices, you have all season tires and you have winter tires that are your choices, and these are called module variants. You also, for pump choices, we have pump 1 and pump 2. Then we have a component which is a cover, and it is a single component since there are no choices available for this component. Hence the symbol or the icon represented is that of a standard assembly. Okay, so the next step is to assign these choices from Windchill. So from Windchill we have created options, so we have tire options, and we have assigned the all season tires the choice of all season, and for winter tires we have gone with the same approach, and we've done it for the pump 1 and pump 2. So what this allows us to do is to create a specification in Windchill which would highlight the choices made by, let's say, a hypothetical customer, and then we can select these choices so that we can apply them in here and create a model which constrains itself, and we have a fully constrained assembly at the end of just the product variant. So what I mean by that is, if we go on and click the apply variant specification button in the ribbon in the configuration box, you can see there is a specification already in place. This specification was made earlier in Windchill, and you can tell that the choices selected were the all season tires and pump 1. So if I go on to select it and press OK, you can see the graphics window has updated, and what we have here is the visual representation of what our product variant will look like. So after a visual inspection, if I decide that this is the correct variant we want to create, I go on to select the variant builder in the configuration box, and a window appears if I bring it into view. And in here, if I expand all the tabs, you can see here are our choices. So in the options list we have the cover options, we have the pump options, we have the tire options, and the same is shown in the model tree, and you can see that nothing is selected. But if I press the drop down and select the specification we looked at earlier, the choices have been made for us. The red ticks have disappeared now, and we have selected what the specification chose. So now we can go on to create our product variant by selecting the create product variant button. We can now name it however we'd like, but I will keep it as the default right now. And now what happens is a new window is opened with our product variant as the assembly. So if I bring it into view, you can see from the assembly structure now, it is that of a normal assembly. And if I go on to edit the definition of pump 1, you can see that it is fully constrained. All the constraints have carried over, and it is constrained how I would have normally constrained it if I created the assembly from scratch. Now it shows that it's an on-demand simplified representation of the variant state, but if you go on and change it to the master rep, it is the same. It has knocked out all the other choices and has left us with the choices we selected. And that is the capabilities of options and variants, and there are no real limitations to it. And that is just an insight into the extension for Creo. Thank you very much.